Divine reign of power, of his power. Divine reign of his power. Divine reign of his power. It is very important we know this and also note it that you cannot become, you cannot fulfill in any area of life whatever, even what you have been assigned to fulfill outside power. Power is what shrinks lives. Lack of power is what shrink institute, is what makes lives to go downward. Power. Tell somebody power. Satan will do everything that is reach to deprive you or to deflate you in power, knowing that divine power is a necessity for every life, for every being in fulfilling assignment. Tell somebody power. Remember, we have different kinds of power, and power is power. We read this morning in the course of prayer, we read that wherever the word of a king is, there is what? Power. Power is very important that we don't toil with it and also you don't misuse it. Power is a necessity on a daily basis. Power has its coverage also based on the kind of power. For instance, if a father go to his house and ask the man of the house and say, everybody sit down, the children will all sit down. You understand? Now, he said that in his decision, they will listen to him, am I right? But if the same man perhaps go to the street where he lives and said that nobody will listen to him, why? His power ends in that decision of his house. You understand? Now, if his power has to be expanded, if his power has to go from where it ends to where it ought to be, then, for instance, if the man is now made a local government chairman, he can stand on the street and that vicinity and that local government and say certain things based on power, it will be responded to. Am I right? Now, power is one thing that we must come to understand. Now, when you talk about the president, we have every president has power in his area of decision, area of nation. The president of Nigeria cannot go to South Africa right now and try to impose anything or say anything. They will respond to him. Am I right? Because his power ends in Nigeria alone. Are you getting it? Now, there's something about power. But we serve the God that is universal. His power is all over the world. Whatever he said anywhere, be it under the water, on air, in land, wherever he says it, it will be because his power covers everywhere. Are you getting what I'm saying? Are you getting what I'm saying? And until God bestowed on you the power for relevancy, the power for usefulness, the power for enlargement, the power for expansion, you cannot actually enlarge. Praise God. When you see a church begin to go through certain things, yes, there are times of crisis, there are times of attacks. But one thing you must come to understand, that the church needs to understand that the power for higher height is needed. Are you getting it? There are certain dimensions of power. When God began to erupt it and began to manifest it in his house, it increases the system entirely and revives lives automatically. Praise God. Tell somebody power. Tell somebody power. We need power in fulfilling divine agenda. Even in your health, you need a power for health, sound living. Tell somebody power. Tell somebody power. Power is daily needed. Power. Power. You cannot fulfill destiny outside power. Are you getting it? You can't fulfill purpose outside power. You cannot be enhanced in life outside power. Power is a necessity. I know this. We are in the month of divine what? Divine what? Reign. And we are talking about divine reign of power. Divine reign of what? Power. Until power is given, life cannot be preserved. Life cannot be transformed. And one of the medium to carry divine power, or the major medium, or the medium to carry power, the medium to carry power is prayer. The medium to carry divine power is what? Prayer. Do you want to carry divine power? Give yourself to prayer. Give yourself to what? Prayer. You can't be a man or a woman of prayer rightly and not be a power being. Jesus needed power in accomplishing divine tasks that was upon his life, in redeeming man back to God. He separated himself in prayer. He separated himself to pray. And in the place of prayer, power came. Power came. In the place of prayer, power came. Anytime your prayer life began to go down, it's because Satan is fighting and working in deflating you in power. That is why we'll be praying the next few minutes on the dimension. Some of us will be shocked. We are going to pray almost to stretch 1 hour. Tell somebody power. I need power to conquer. Can I tell you something? If you have to be the son of God, the child of God, you need power. Can we read John 1, verse 12? You need power. Tell somebody power. Tell somebody power.
Power.
Yeah.
John chapter 1, verse 12.
Yeah.
But as many as receive him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God.
As many as what? Received him. What did he give to them?
Power.
He gave them what is necessity. They have received him, but remember they have not become. Hello? They have what? Received him, but they have not yet become. So even when you have received him, you need the power to become what you have received. Who you have received. As many that what? Received him, he gave them what? Power. To what? Become. Even when he gave them. Now, when Jesus has finished assignment by dying for humanity, in reconciling man back to God, he said to his disciples, don't go and witness me out there. Still in the upper room in prayer. Until you have what? Be endued with what? Power. Until power has overclouded you. And when the power of God came as a tongue of fire, the chicken-hearted Peter became bold. And he spake in the same place where he was a fearful man. In the same place, not other place. Do you know when power comes on you, in the same place where you look like a non-entity, in the same place where people walk away from you, they will now look for you. In the same church that is not full, when power comes, there will be no seat again. He said, don't go and witness me until you have been what? Endued with power. When power came on them, they began to speak. Power enhances you for boldness. Power enhances you for what? Boldness. You can't carry the power of God needed and not be a key on earth. It's impossible. Tell somebody power. How come that Jesus has come? He has gone through all he went through. He has died the die. He has shed the blood. He has resurrected. Those things has been done. But he still said to them, don't go and weakness me until you have been endued with power. The task has been met. The price has been paid. But don't go and weakness me. Even though I have accomplished it, weaknessing me without power is to die like a chicken. Because there are people out there that carry some negative power that doesn't want me to be weakness. Are you getting it? Carrying power is a necessity in becoming who you have been designed to be. Tell somebody power. You need the power of God to become who you have been designed to be. Likarabadosa. Few days ago, I lacked health-wise power. Had challenge. I couldn't talk like I'm talking now. Am I right? I couldn't talk like I'm talking now. Why? I needed the power to talk like I'm talking now. Now I have gotten the power. Am I not talking? When you get the power, you become. It doesn't matter what someone is doing. What matters is, are you carrying the power? Tell somebody this power is needed. Tell somebody this power is needed. The divine reign of His power. The power of God cannot come on you if you are not in prayer committed life. Prayerful life. Zeket haliada gadosia. Melikoko sopraheketa. According to Deuteronomy 8 verse 18. He said, he giveth the power to what? Get wealth. That why there are obstacles to deprive you getting wealth. But you need the power to access the word that is yours. That it is meant for you, that it is yours, that it carries your name does not mean you can access it like that. Why? Because there are oppositions to contend it with you. I have given you this land, but contend with them in battle. The land has been given to you, but it is your place to contend with power. You don't contend without power. There are powers that came against me. If you think I don't know, I know it. I know it full flow. The powers came all around. From every angle, the powers came against. But you know one thing? You need the knowledge, which is power, to be preserved. In the midst of the attacks of life. Hear this. You need the power to conquer Satan and his agent. Power is on dimensions. Political power is one. Financial power is one. Marital power is one. Academical power is one. Military power is one. Academical power is one. Mention them in their numbers. We have different kinds of power. You need power to become. To subdue the enemies from your father's house. Household enemies, you need power to subdue them. Territorial demons, you need power to subdue them. Enemies from your own house, We call it household enemy. You need power to subdue them. Hear this. If you don't carry the power to subdue them, they will mesmerize you. You need power to put Satan on constant check. Somebody that knows you very well and knows what you cannot do and what you can do, and somebody just came out from nowhere and spoke to him or her for less than 1 hour, and the person have known you for more than 10 years, and somebody spoke to him or her for less than 1 hour, and the person have believed him. You think it's ordinary? Can you compare 10 years knowing and less than 1 hour discussion in timing? Someone that have known you for about 10 years know what you can do and what you cannot do. And somebody just came for less than 1 hour and just poisoned his mind. And the person succumbed to it. He didn't succumb because he wanted to succumb. There was a power that convinced him. There was a power that pulled him to concur. You don't see the power, but it's real. There are powers that enter people's mind and pollute their mind against you. It's power. It doesn't matter how innocent you are. For 10 years, be speaking of your innocence, it doesn't work. You don't need your innocency advertisement to gain back your place. You need power radicality. He said right from the day of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffered of violence. So only what the violent do what take voice. Somebody's life is under a siege. You need the power of God to break through. Somebody is going through one limitation or the other. You need power to break forth. Yes, the power is for you, but until you meet the requirement for assessment, you can't get it. Yes, the power of God is for the children of God, but until the children of God meet the requirement to be able to assess the power, they can't. It's not unfair, it is warfare. That somebody mocked you, he mocked you because power has mesmerized you. Carry the power to end the mocking. If there are nobody progressing in the family and you're not there, no. Carry the power to change the story. And can I tell you the truth? One of the things that can deal with anybody is that you are ignorant over matter or matters you ought not to be ignorant. Someone can be in your house eating your food, but the person is the one deflating you, powerized. The person is the one using negative power in deflating you. Sir, if you don't rise to end it, he can end you. Tell somebody power. Tell somebody power is daily needed. It's a daily necessity. Power. Do you know when you lack certain power, depression becomes an order of the day? Tell somebody power. When you are a preacher and cancer cannot disappear at your presence, that means heaven is telling you you need the power to disappear cancer and others. Tell somebody power. Tell somebody power. The needed power in ending the storm. There's a needed power in ending the storm. Be powerized, and so that you can rise. Somebody is waking up right now. Somebody is waking up right now. Hear this. There are requirements for power. Power does not just come on anyone. Go and look, check it. Those that want political power, check it. They fight with what needed to be fought with for them to have political power. How many of you were in this town when they were doing the election? This present government that has the power on the party of PDP, River State. And the number one citizen of the state is Honorable Jesse Wike. Am I right? Go and find out. When they were looking for power, you saw that Wike got slimmed. How many of you saw him? He got very teamed. They were fighting day and night. The opponent will bring soldiers. Boys will say, no, kill all of us. When men were sleeping, they were sleeping. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. They were moving from one point to another, carrying ballot papers and making sure and following all the INEC. And why? They needed the power, so they paid the price for what it is. They need their political power, and they pay the price for the power they want. Jesus said to his disciples, you need this power to witness me, but you have to pay the price. What is the price? Upper room. Upper room. Upper room. It was on the 10th day, it came as a tongue of fire. Hey. Woof. Vroom. Everywhere was fireized. Why? Power has come. Power that lighting up a church. Power that lighting up a life. Power that lighting up an institute. Power that lighting up the family. It is daily needed. Power. The power is there. I mean, if you know, you can't access it without what? Meeting up the requirements. You must meet the requirements for the power, for you to carry the power. I hear this. To carry the power of God. One of the most outstanding requirements in it is prayer. Committed revelational prayer life. Tell somebody, I will pray. Tell somebody, I will pray. And get this for a few seconds. It is not just carrying the power, having the knowledge not to misuse the power. Because power can also be misused. Carrying it is a necessity. Not misusing it is paramount to do. Tell somebody power. As we began to go into prayer, are you ready? Stand on your feet. Say power. For the past days now, we have been on some fireized prayer life. Some persons were with me the other day. Am I right? Some persons were with me the other day. Huh? You saw yourselves in fire. You saw yourself in fire. On fire. You saw yourself on fire. For 2 hours, some couldn't stop again. When men were abusing sleeping, we were abusing kabashing. Why? You need the fireized prayer life to be a carrier of power. And those that fall off are those that doesn't know the word of power. There is no power that does not have a price tag. Every power has a price tag. Be willing to pay the price. The power will come to you without struggle. And we have different kinds of power. I mentioned here. Financial power, political power, marital power, social power, academic power. And we also have spiritual power. Every one of them has a price tag. I took time the other day. I was looking at my father in the Lord, Dr. Paul Eneche, and I saw a man with an unusual prayer life. I saw a man that doesn't take nonsense. I saw a man that carried unusual power. Few days ago in Enugu, both the Methodist Church, the Catholic, the Anglican, the priest, Archbishop, Bishop, Archbishop, all of them were seated. Many of them was 3 times his size naturally, physically. It is not by physical size, it is spiritual size. He was paralyzing the whole place. And I said, wow. There's somebody power. It takes power to quench abnormality. It takes power to end limitation. If nobody is progressing in your family, you must change the story. That is why you're there. No, this nonsense must stop. One tree does not make a forest. Something is working against my destiny. Something is working against my father's house, against my mother's house. No, to Satan. I must stand out. We must stand out. There is a power fighting your growth, fighting your family growth, and you must carry the power needed to end it. Stop telling stories. People are tired of stories. They want results. They want evidence. I use stories, never a property. Now, tell somebody power. Are you ready? Wherever you are, begin to pray. Zoko pala katala. Pray, pray. Are you standing like that? Somebody pray. Pray. Pray.